Hassan, Hassan, he's the guy I watch on the daily.
What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, fantastic afternoon, fantastic pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hasan Piker, and this is the HASSAN broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles, folks. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one, because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Today is a Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, this is the part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news about what's going on in the world of Hasan. I'm Piker. In between time period, press the start streaming button, and here it is. First and foremost, I ended the broadcast last night after some Marvel Cinematic Universe Rivals gameplay, and a lot of people like it. A lot of people enjoy it. A lot of people see the grind and they appreciate it. They respect it.
The fuck am I?
Who did the best right-wing pivot this year after their career fell apart?
The best one? Yeah.
Your uncle.
No, that's true. That's not even fake. Too real, dude. That's messed up. I ended the broadcast. I went to my mom's house because, as you guys know, she's recovering from her surgery, her knee surgery. So I hung out with her and the whole family again. Ate like absolute doo-doo because, oh my God, that house. Oh my God, that house is a problem. Let me tell you, they buy the craziest shit. She bought like Italiano gelato, like not even like regular gelato, Italiano gelato, right? Real fancy shit. And what am I gonna do? I'm just a guy, you know? I can't stop myself. I see the Italiano gelato, I have it. I have the gelato. And then there were cookies on the side. I had some cookies with it. My dad made eggs, pastırma yumurta, which is like Turkish pastrami and eggs. Had some of that. I've been packing it on, folks. I've been packing it on. It's not good. But yeah, solidarity with Luigi. We had the Italiano gelato. But then afterwards, I came back home and I hit up Will, because Will was very mad at me for not playing with him earlier in the day. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play with my boy here. We play some Marvel Rivals again at like late at night at 10, as a matter of fact. Think about that. That's how crazy I am, that I played until 12, like 11:45. I'm a bit addicted. It's a good break from all the craziness. Yeah. Not only is that a good break from all the craziness, but I'm also personally looking at ways in which I can, you know, go back to not nonstop news coverage. You know what I mean? I'm trying to break through that monotony. Other than that, yeah, I finally made it to 10. I finally made it to rank 10.
This is the cutest character
on Marvel Rivals, so that's pretty cool. I was able to get to level 10, so I can now play ranked, even though my first ranked game I won, the second ranked game I lost, so I lost. You know, that wasn't great. The second ranked game we lost, but it's all good. Hasan is playing Iron Fist, the #1 most OP character in Marvel Rivals according to IGN. I'm a meta cuck. No, I haven't played Iron Fist because I don't know how to play Iron Fist that well. I really want to get better with Iron Fist. I've been maining Venom and sometimes Groot. Overwatch is better. Stop playing Marvel Rivals. It's not, so I don't know why you're saying that, and I don't care. But yeah, I want to do more gaming. I want to do more fun stuff. Obviously, I'm gonna be doing fun stuff tomorrow. I have 20v1 with Jason the Ween. I will be in Jason the Ween's ear, my nephew. I will be giving him, you know, I'll be giving him basically tips on how to riz up 20 girls. So there's that. The world is burning in 25. We need more fun to distract. Yeah, I mean, I do need to do that. I just need to do that for my own mental sanity and the mental sanity of this community. I also want to make sure that people are like, that the audience is trained, so they're not only coming in for politics. You know what I mean? Because it's so fucking, just kills me. How many girls have you rizzed up in your life? Ask your mom. That 4 years of streaming video really made you reflect, huh? Yeah, it did, for sure. Going through, it wasn't even 4 years, it was 6 years, first of all. Going through the 6 years of my commentary, of my experience on this platform, it made me realize, like, damn, I used to do way more fun shit, and I got to get back to that. The fuck is wrong with me? NYPD arrested Teamsters organizer, my DSA comrade Tony Rosario at the Amazon picket. Don't worry, I'm gonna be covering all this shit. Okay, don't worry. I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about that with Alex Press. Actually, Teamsters are striking against Amazon. As you guys know, as Jeffrey Jebediah Bezos' strongest soldier, I say, don't do that, please. Wink. But I'll have Alex Press on, and we'll be talking about that as well. That's going to be at 1 p.m. Pacific. Not only that, but I do have something very funny to tell you guys, actually. I kind of leaked it in my intro on Instagram. but I'll just say it right here for the parasocialists out there. I'm meeting Sean O'Brien tomorrow, the leader of the Teamsters Union. I'm actually going to be hanging out with Sean O'Brien tomorrow before I stream. And yeah, we are going to be, he has a podcast apparently, and they wanted me to be on it. So I'm going to be on the Teamsters podcast, and I'm going to be getting interviewed by Sean O'Brien, or just having a conversation with him, which I think is cool because, yeah, that puts me one step closer to Donald Trump, which I like. That's not the hot ones guy, dude. What? No, he's the leader of the Teamsters Union. I'm gonna tell him I need a jacket when I go there. I'm gonna be like, listen, I'm gonna need a Teamsters jacket if you want this thing to work out. Did Hasan see MOSAB Hassan YOUSEF comments at Oxford? No, because that guy gives me a fucking aneurysm. Okay, I hate him. Not only is he literally a MOSSAD agent, he is one of the most racist people on the planet. I need you guys to understand something. Okay, that guy, son of Hamas, that guy is literally like Jesse Lee Peterson times 10. You know how Jesse Lee Peterson, the amazing guy, is always like basically playing the role of putting a black face on white supremacy, where he just straight up will be like, black people are inferior, yada, 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 all this like insanely racist shit. He's not exactly a figure that is going to get prominent placement on like CNN. You know, Jake Tapper is not going to interview Jesse Lee Peterson about black people, right? Whereas MOSAB Hassan YOUSEF, the son of Hamas guy, is not only a Mossad agent, but he says infinitely more racist things about Muslims and Arabs in general than even Jesse Lee Peterson does about black people. And yet the difference is he goes to Oxford Union. He goes and represents the perspective of like an Arab who is anti-Palestinian, you know? He's seen as like a respectable media figure. He got kicked out of Oxford because he went crazy, okay? He got kicked out of Oxford because he went super racist, as he always is. But I'm saying that like he goes on Jake Tapper, like Jake Tapper's interviewed him. You know what I mean? It's disgusting how gross our media is in the way that they operate and how much credence they give to like the most racist charlatans of all time. You can be overtly racist towards Palestinians and Muslims as a whole, and it is totally fine. It's perfectly permissible, if not a benefit to your career. Luigi's getting perp walked, looking hot as fuck, honestly. Like, respect. Can we get xQc on with Alex Press again? Yeah, we should get xQc on to hear what his feedback is on terrorism designation, like the classification of terrorism. He would be fantastic at educating people on that. I've heard that he had a lot of issues with what I was saying about like how terrorism charges automatically are a political charge, and simply focusing on the Google definition of terrorism is going to lead you astray. We got to get xQc on to hear about his opinion on Syria. Also, yeah, I've had xQc on with Alex Press in the past on this broadcast. It is kind of crazy because like a lot of people used to be infinitely more charitable, and over time they have just grown so resentful. And it's kind of sad to see xQc being one of them, obviously, because like back in the day, I think xQc was interested in hearing about different perspectives that he wasn't privy to. Like he would totally be down to talk to a person like Alex Press. But his brain has just been fucking melted over the last couple of years of booking over and over again. You know what I mean? And going to kick and shit. So whenever he tries to make forays into politics, like every now and then he'll have like a good take. Back in the day, he used to have a lot more good takes overall, because I think he led by empathy and charitability and trying to understand like where people were coming from. Oh my God. Oh my God, this one banged. Trump bombed Syria, Yemen, Afghanistan, Iraq during his presidency, and here's you wearing a Trump shirt shaking Trump's hand. God damn, what a fucking abysmal ratio for the juicer. Juicer got 16K off this. Haas Twitter on top. That's crazy. I saw a tweet from someone earlier today about Ethan. And I forgot that like we've had so many conversations in terms of like charitability. I think this is a great example of this. This is not drama, okay? Don't freak out. Don't get into like drama shit. Someone posted this morning and I saw it. On a 2020 episode of his podcast, Ethan Klein agreed with the same analysis of 9/11 that he's been attacking Comrade Casey Frogan and Real Wowmouth over in recent months. It's kind of depressing to see how open-minded he once was, given how reactionary he's become. Whenever I see older content from people that I was friends with or people that I used to interact with, it is kind of sad to see like where they're at now. You extended infinite charity to that guy is sad. No, because like, dude, it's not me extending charity to people. It's charity being extended to me. That's what it is. I'm always going to be charitable across the board, no matter what. But here, look at this. Just listen to this fucking 4-minute video really quickly and then interpret it whichever way you want. But this is the first interaction that I ever had with Ethan Klein. This interaction was so positive that it led us to literally make the podcast Leftovers together.
Incredible. It's hard. It's actually incredible that this was the ending sequence of Rambo 3. It says this film is dedicated to the brave Mujahideen fighters, and these guys were the guys. Tell me about the legacy of the Mujahideen fighters.
You're not saying it right. They are.
Yeah, this was not real, by the way. The movie is real, but this part was not real. This was edited. It's a Berenstein's Bears moment.
They're fighter troops in the region, and they were fighting against the USSR at the time, and that's why we armed them, because we needed them to fight against the USSR in the region in the Cold War era.
Yeah.
And then some of them became more. Some of them decided, well, America is bombing the shit out of us too. Well, fuck them. And the simplest way to describe it is that they, much like ISIS and every single other militant faction, formed more radical and anti-Western militant factions with American training and American arms, and then started fighting America.
So it's kind of a beautiful irony, isn't it? So that's why that's what you meant when you said the brave fighters.
Yeah, and it would be ironic if after like the 7th oopsie, you got to recognize that it's probably just being done deliberately so that you can justify further engagement in the region and further destabilization in the region, because it keeps happening. We keep arming a certain sect or a certain militant group, and this happens in Latin American countries as well. We arm a certain group. That group becomes even more violent. There's even more destabilization, especially after like bombing campaigns or sanctions that kill hundreds of thousands of people, like in Iraq. And then that militant group is like, well, now it's our territory. We can just take over and do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah,
and they get even more radical.
What happens when you give the craziest people military weapons and training, and then just let them do their thing?
In a lot of instances, it's not even directly a consequence of their like ideology or Islam or whatever. It's literally that they just have no other options. If you grew up in Iraq and your entire country is bombed in the shit, your infrastructure is eviscerated, you have no future opportunities, you have no options, and your family members have been killed, then they feel like, well, this guy who is a little bit crazy, definitely real crazy, preaching all this hatred towards America, maybe he has some good ideas. And that's how a lot of people find themselves at the precipice of radicalization.
The reason why I'm pointing this out is not to be like, look at Ethan, look at how much his attitude has changed. I think it's important to recognize how this change occurs. This is from 2020. This is the first interaction I've ever had with him. What I'm saying right here is no different than my analysis over October 7, my analysis revolving around Hezbollah, my analysis revolving around the Ansar Allah movement in Yemen. Nothing is different. It is virtually identical, 1-to-1. The fundamentals are the same. They have not changed. The players or the people, the militant factions might have, some of them are from different backgrounds, some of them are Shia, some of them are Sunni, but the analysis is still the same, like how people are motivated, the way I see the world, right? The way I view the world, the way I interpret political conflict, global conflict, foreign policy, it's all the same. So my commentary has not changed at all. And I think that the issue is a lot of people will always say, Hassan, you've changed. You've become a different person. You've become significantly more radical. And it's like, no, I have not. And you just have to remind yourself that, like, I think the most significant component here is just charitability. The people that claim that they didn't know you had certain positions are disingenuous. You are one of the most consistent, stubborn, and message-focused people I've ever seen. If they claim they didn't know what you believed, they're either lying or weren't really listening. Yeah. Or the third thing, they were listening, but they weren't really paying a lot of attention, or they didn't have other underlying biases, or they weren't fucking primed by a drama farming YouTuber with no political background whatsoever, like a fucking Willie Mack show or any number of different like Keemstar orbiters. You know what I mean?
How many Iraqis died in that George Bush war?
I'm not sure about the exact number. That's always in contention, but paired up with like Bill Clinton era onward sanctions. Like the immediate sanctions were, I think, 500,000, but I'm not entirely sure. They say to the tune of millions.
That's crazy.
In Iran.
Yeah, like you don't understand that.
Yeah.
Like millions of people died from that. Of course, they're gonna be pissed off. I mean, what the fuck? That's crazy.
I just wanted to point to this, and there are a million examples just like this one, where I am advocating very consistently for these same exact values, and my analysis comes from recognizing the humanity of every single person. In this conversation, I'm quite literally pointing to a radicalization for members like ISIS militants, Daesh, and Al-Qaeda, where their point of radicalization is. This does not mean that I'm pro-ISIS. Under no circumstances does anyone think I'm pro-ISIS. And not only that, but also I'm quite literally explaining, like, people who have done harm to America as an American citizen. So if I have this interpretation for America as an American citizen, if I can offer this level of analysis for people who would kill me if given the opportunity with ease, then why is it so hard to offer this same exact critical examination to other militant factions in this region? Militant factions that do not have imperial ambitions in mind in the same way that ISIS did. It's really interesting.